Hello, my name is Alex Orris, and I'm a Technology Integration Specialist for Cuyahoga Falls Middle Schools. And I'm doing a webinar number 5 for Tiger One called Creating a Mail Merge in Google. So a lot of our documents and spreadsheets are now in Google, and unlike Microsoft Word and Excel, Google doesn't have a built-in mail merge tool, but something called Autocrat, an add-on to your Google Sheets, can do the same thing a mail merge does. So what I'd like to do is show you that here. This is a spreadsheet I'm using for my robotics club for Roberts, and it has students' first and last name and grade and homeroom and some details for them. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to create a certificate of attendance. I'd like to use all the names and grades and homeroom information that's listed here and just have it print for me on a Google Doc. Well, I've built a Google document using some pictures and I typed in some text, and I'd like to have Autocrat fill in what's on my Google Sheet to have their first and last name listed, their grade, and their homeroom. And I use these carets because Autocrat's going to look for these fields to fill in their first and last name, grade, and homeroom based on the column heading. So there's last and first and grade and homeroom. So those carets are telling Autocrat to look at those columns. So Autocrat is an add-on. I don't have it yet, so I'm going to go up here to add-ons and click Get Add-ons. It's one of the most popular. It might appear right up here at the top. If it doesn't, just a quick Google will find it. But actually, I'm sorry, just a quick search right here will find it. And there it is, Autocrat. So I'm going to add my list of add-ons. Usually have to sign in with your account and then give it permission to use your Google Drive. And I'll allow that. And then I'll check up in add-ons after it's done, and I should have Autocrat now there. All right, so I'm going to click on add-ons and choose Autocrat and click open. And what Autocrat does is it looks at your column headings and looks within your spreadsheet to help find fields that it can merge on a Google Doc. And now that's done loading, I'm going to click New Job. And Autocrat has about 9 steps. I don't use all of them though. I typically only use the first 5. And I have a warning message here because some of the headers or the columns are not titled, but those are actually on different tabs. I'm going to be using my tab 1 or sheet 1. So I'll just click OK, and I'm going to give my job a name. I'll call it Roberts Certificates. And I'll give it the date, and I'll hit next. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to choose my template. I need to choose this Google document. And if it's not listed in my recently used, which looks like it is, I could always click and view from Drive. And it goes into my Drive and my recently used files, and then I can just click here on my certificate of attendance and select. Okay, so here's my template. I'm going to go next to step 3, and this is where it's looking to merge your data. So right now I need to choose sheet 1 because that's where all my information is on. Down here it's sheet 1. And what it does is it looks for the tags that I put on my Google Doc. There's my first and last and grade and homeroom, and it's aligning that to columns in my spreadsheet. So if it misses or it doesn't find it, it's not spelled exactly the same, it's case sensitive, I can go in and I can choose. This is for first and this is for last or grade, anything I need. And then I'll hit next and I'll give it a file name. So I'll use Roberts Robotics Club Certificate for 10-3. Now there are two types of documents it can create, a Google Doc or a PDF, depending on your preference. And then it has two output modes. Multiple outputs would give me 40 Google Docs, 40 separate files with each student's name attached to it, or in my case, I'm just going to choose a single output mode because I just want to create the file and then I want to print them all. So I'll choose single output mode. And adding a page break between rows, this should work just fine because I have a full page document. If I didn't and it was like a half page and you had multiple students, you might want to add a page break in between rows. For now, I'm going to click no. And the last step that I use is a destination folder. Right now it says my drive. That's where it's going to place that new document, and that's perfect for me. I don't worry about any of the other steps like dynamic folder or merge conditions or sharing it. For my purposes, I just want to have it run so that when I'm done, I have something easily to print. So I'll click Save, and as it saves the job, just a quick thing to notice here, my spreadsheet goes to column P. And what's going to happen is when we run the job, it's going to add a couple rows that are specific to Autocrat. So now that it's saved, I'll click my Run Job button, and it's going to run those certificates. It's going to put all 40 of them in one Google Doc, and that way when I'm done, I could view them and go in and print them. So now I notice here it's found 41 rows that are going to be merged. And on the right, there's where it's adding those extra rows. And what it does is it kind of gives you a status. When it finishes, it'll have a link to the document. If they're separated or you did different documents, it would have 40 different links. Mine's just going to have one. It's all going to be the same. So there it is. It's all done, finished up. I'll let this finish, and when it's done, I can click the X. And then this is the document that it created that used my original template. It's going to fill in the fields for everybody's first and last name, their grade, and homeroom, and it's going to put them all in one document. So let me go back and check on that. Okay, here's my certificate of attendance. There's my first student. And as we scroll down, you'll notice it'll keep adding pages. Here's my second certificate of attendance, and it's going right in order of how it was listed on my spreadsheet. So it's taken all of the names of my students, their grade, and their homeroom, and it's placed it in that template that I created in Google Docs. Okay? Well, I hope that's in Google Sheets and want to do a mail merge. If you have any questions, you can email me, cf_orisa@cfalls.org. And thank you for watching our webinar number 5. Have a great day.